A pension estimate can make retirement feel settled. A monthly check arrives for life. Social Security covers another piece, and your investment accounts handle the rest. But that reassuring number may not include inflation protection, the income your spouse receives after you die, or the limits of the guarantee behind the plan. So how do you know whether your pension is truly ready to support retirement? Before you leave your final paycheck, put it through these 7 tests. The 4th test protects the person sitting beside you, and it is often decided with one signature that cannot be taken back. Number 7. Turn the estimate into a documented promise. Start with the paper, not the retirement party. Ask your plan administrator for a current benefit statement and the summary plan description, often called the SPD. Department of Labor describes the SPD as the plain language guide to how an employer plan works. Your benefit statement should show what you have earned and whether you are vested. Check your birth date, hire date, years of credited service, salary history, beneficiary, and marital status. A small error in one field can change a benefit calculated over decades. Then find the plan's normal retirement age, every early retirement reduction, and any bonus for working longer. A benefit of $3,000 at 65 may be a very different promise at 62. Also ask what happens if you leave the company before the pension starts. Some estimates assume continued employment or future salary increases. Treat the estimate as evidence, not the conclusion, until the assumptions match your actual retirement date. Number 6. Identify who stands behind the check. The word pension covers several different systems. A traditional private defined benefit plan may be insured by the Pension Benefit Guarantee Corporation. A state teacher pension, a municipal plan, a church plan, a federal benefit, and a military pension can operate under different rules. PBGC says it guarantees certain basic benefits in many private defined benefit plans if a covered plan ends without enough money. But legal limits apply, and not every promised feature is protected. Retiree health insurance is not a PBGC guaranteed pension benefit. Some early retirement supplements and other features may also receive different treatment. Find out whether your plan is PBGC-insured or protected under another system. Read the annual funding notice if your plan provides one. Ask whether a retiree medical benefit is separate from the pension and whether either benefit can change. The goal is not to assume failure. It is to know which promises rest on federal insurance, which rest on plan assets, and which rest only on current employer policy. Number 5. Test the pension against 20 years of rising prices. A fixed monthly pension can feel generous on the first day and gradually lose purchasing power. Suppose a pension pays $3,000 a month with no cost of living adjustment. If inflation averaged 3%, that same check after 20 years would buy roughly what $1,660 buys today. That is an illustration, not an inflation forecast, but it shows why the COLA question matters. Look for exact language. Is the adjustment automatic, tied to an index, caped, granted only when the plan approves it, or absent entirely? Does it begin immediately or after a waiting period? Then split your retirement budget into expenses that may rise quickly, such as insurance, home repairs, and medical costs, and expenses that may remain steadier. Pension without a COLA can still be extremely valuable. It simply needs a partner that can grow, such as Social Security adjustments, invested assets, or a spending plan with room to adapt. The mistake is calling a fixed check an inflation-proof check when the plan never promised that. Number 4. Run the survivor test before choosing the larger payment. Imagine a married employee choosing between a higher single life pension and a smaller joint and survivor pension. The larger check looks better on the first spreadsheet. Then the employee dies first, and the single life payment stops. The surviving spouse still has the mortgage, property taxes, groceries, and medical premiums, but the household has lost an income stream. For many private defined benefit plans, federal rules make a qualified joint and survivor annuity the standard form for a married participant. Waiving that protection generally requires written spousal consent. That signature deserves more attention than almost any other form in the retirement packet. Compare each survivor percentage and the monthly amount that remains after either spouse dies. Add each spouse's Social Security survivor possibilities, personal retirement accounts, life insurance, debts, and expected longevity. If you are single, ask whether the plan offers a period certain option or another beneficiary feature, and understand what it costs. Pay attention to this next detail because it explains many pension regrets. The right election is not automatically the one with the largest starting check. It is the one the surviving household can live with. Number 3. Compare a lump sum with lifetime income on equal terms. Some plans offer a lump sum instead of monthly payments. The large number can be tempting, but a fair comparison must include more than face value. Monthly income transfers investment and longevity risk to the plan. A lump sum gives you control and flexibility, but it also gives you market risk, withdrawal decisions, fees, and the chance of spending too quickly. Ask for every available option on the same date and confirm how long the quote remains valid. Compare the monthly benefit, survivor protection, COLA treatment, plan protection, your health, your spouse's health, other guaranteed income, and how comfortable you are managing investments during a market decline. Taxes can alter the first move. The IRS generally requires 20% federal withholding when an eligible rollover distribution is paid directly to you. A direct rollover to an eligible plan or IRA generally avoids that mandatory withholding at the time of transfer. That does not erase future taxes, but it can prevent an avoidable cash flow problem during the rollover. An irreversible pension election is a reasonable place to pay for a plan-specific review. Number 2. Update the Social Security side of the plan. Older retirement articles may still warn that a pension from work not covered by Social Security will automatically trigger the windfall elimination provision or government pension offset. That guidance is outdated. The Social Security Fairness Act, signed in January 2025, ended WEP and GPO for benefits payable after December 2023. That change helped many teachers, police officers, firefighters, federal workers, and others with non-covered pensions. But it did not make every Social Security estimate correct by default. Check your current earnings record and benefit estimate directly with Social Security. Confirm whether your pension job withheld Social Security taxes, and model claiming ages for both spouses, including survivor benefits. A pension and Social Security should be tested together because they may start at different ages. Retiring at 60 may leave several years before either check reaches its planned amount. That bridge period can place surprising pressure on cash and investment accounts. Number 1. Make the pension pass the whole household test. Put your expected pension, Social Security, and other dependable income on one side of a page. Put essential monthly spending on the other, including housing, food, utilities, insurance, taxes, healthcare, transportation, and home maintenance. Use after-tax income, not the attractive gross number printed in the pension packet. Then run 4 versions of retirement. First, both spouses are alive and healthy. Second, one spouse dies early. Third, inflation stays uncomfortable for several years. Fourth, a major home or healthcare expense arrives during a weak stock market. You are not trying to predict which future occurs. You are checking whether the plan bends or breaks when life refuses to follow the base case. If pension and Social Security cover the essentials, the investment portfolio may have more freedom to fund travel, gifts, and later life expenses. But do not automatically treat every pension as a perfect bond. A fixed pension has inflation risk. An uninsured or partially protected benefit has plan risk. A single life election has survivor risk. The documents from the first test tell you what kind of income floor you actually own. After all 7 tests, the pension estimate on your desk should look less like a comforting headline and more like a working retirement system. You will know the amount, the start date, the protection behind it, what inflation can do, what your spouse keeps, how a lump sum changes the risks, and how the benefit fits with Social Security and household spending. That clarity may confirm you are ready. It may reveal one gap that is still fixable while you are working. Either result is better than discovering the answer after an election deadline has passed. Subscribe to Old Smart Money for calm, practical retirement planning built for the decisions that become harder to reverse after your final paycheck.